It is a crazy real estate market out there right now. But are we in a bubble? Hey, welcome back to the channel for a little more real talk on real estate. And if we haven't met, my name's DeElla with Hoberg Homes, and I'm a residential real estate agent here in the North Metro Atlanta area. And a lot of people are talking about this crazy market where prices are rising really quickly and people are having a hard time and there's multiple offers and it's like a feeding frenzy out there. But are we in a housing bubble? Not according to the National Association of Realtors chief economist, Lawrence Yun. He says, we're not in a bubble, we just have low inventory. So there are a lot of factors that are contributing to what's happening right now. Prices are being driven up for several reasons. One is continued low mortgage rates, which makes a little bit more house more affordable to buyers. Two is the pandemic era slowdown in construction. So not only has construction slowed down during the pandemic, but there's also been an increase in material prices, which has made construction actually more expensive to do, which increases home prices. Another factor in pricing is the continued desire for more space in a home. Listen, we're mostly working from home now, and so we need more office space, more kid workspace, all of these different areas that we may not have needed when we were going to the office every day. Another factor is there is a stock market increase in money available for families to put down on homes. So they're doing well in the stock market, and then all of a sudden they have more money that they can go ahead and put down on a home. So that can increase pricing as well. And then there's another factor that you may not be aware of that's holding inventory lower, and that is big financial groups coming in and buying homes as rental properties. And so that just continues to, keep that inventory low. What would have gone on the market for a retail sale has now been bought by a corporation, and they are keeping that inventory low, so that again raises prices. So we know that there's increase in pricing, and so that's a factor for being in a bubble. But what's missing? Why does the chief economist say we're not in a bubble right now? Well, unlike in the mid-2000s, there is not this exuberant push to flip houses and condos. So we're not seeing a lot of risky behavior as far as buying and selling and flipping properties by people that, honestly didn't know their ass from their elbow. So another thing that makes this not a bubble, back in the day, there were a lot of scary lending practices. It's like, you want a house, and you want a house, and you want a house, and just, right? Not today, no. Today, the lending standards are still very tight, and so that makes it a better time to be a buyer if you are qualified. And it's also better for sellers because if someone comes to you qualified, they are actually able to buy the house, or most of the time. Another factor in this not being a bubble is that our inventory is so low. So back in the 2007, height of July 2007, we had over 4 million homes nationwide on the market. Today we have like 1.03 million homes on the market right now. So that lack of inventory prevents this from actually being a housing bubble, even though prices are still rising. But what about listings? So this is kind of crazy. We talked about that low inventory, but we are actually down year over year nationwide 54% in the number of listings that we had last year this week. And our pricing has gone up 17.2% nationwide year over year. And almost half of the homes right now actually sell within 1 week. So what's the good in all of this? If you're a seller, this is an awesome time. So this is a really, really good thing for you. Your house is going to sell for more money and it's going to sell quickly. You still have to do the right things, but it's faster and it's easier to sell now than it has been for a really long time. The other good thing, and this is for my buyers, the interest rates are still very low and they will continue to be low for a while. So lets you afford a little bit more house, which is good because the prices are going up. Now, what's the bad? The bad is almost exclusively on the buyer's side. And that means that there's a lot of pressure to perform and make a decision quickly. And so that can really freak some people out. But my best advice for, eliminating a part of that bad is to have a solid plan in place before you go and look. And even if you fall in love with something, it has to meet your minimum criteria to make it work for you. So definitely have to have a plan. You have to have all of your ducks in a row before you go shopping, and that will help with that. The other thing that is a bad is that a lot of buyers are taking risks that they really aren't comfortable with in order to win bids. And it's really a gut check if you have to waive appraisal, waive financing contingency, or put down way more money than you planned on in order to get a house. So you have to be comfortable with that, and you now need to really evaluate your risks before you make those decisions. But being a little bit risky can win that bid. So what are the possible outcomes of, the next few months or a year? One is that pricing will continue to rise. Construction isn't going to ramp back up, and our inventory is going to continue to be low, which could ultimately price some people out of the market altogether. The other possible outcome is that with some of this, federal funding and people going back to work, construction is actually going to ramp back up. So if that happens, our pricing, it'll still be going up, but not as fast because our inventory is going to be rising. So that could be a great outcome. And the bottom line, the very bottom line, we're not in a bubble. We don't see a pop anytime soon, but housing prices are going to continue to rise for, a while now. All right, well, please click subscribe if you enjoyed this content, and catch me here for a little more real talk on real estate next time.